From calling its spin-off super captivating, to admiring the folky outlook of the original show, Outlander star Sam Heughan has revealed that he absolutely loves the hit show Yellowstone. And not just that, but he adores the prequel too.
All right, we're done. You got it. No, come on. No, Jimmy! On you, Fred. Think you prove your point, Fred?
Yeah, I think he's got it.
So not only is our boy a fan of the original show, but he's bonkers about 1883. And to be honest, it's not hard to see how Heughan, who plays Jamie Fraser on Outlander, got so wrapped up in the Yellowstone world. In fact, the Scottish actor even talks up his peers on Yellowstone. So he isn't just a fan of the show, he also loves that some of his friends are part of it and thriving. Heughan called the prequel incredible, saying that the acting, storytelling, and everything is perfect, and that it captivated him from the very start, just like the OG did. But hey, come on, Outlander itself is a masterpiece in its own right, and the best part is, the 7th season is due this summer. It's currently in filming and post-production, with massive anticipation for the next season. Are you excited? Cause I know I am. The 6th season was such a huge hit, so why wouldn't there be excitement for the 7th season? And fans of both shows are bonkers about them for many different reasons. Yellowstone captured the hearts of actors on Outlander because it covered similar historical themes in a violent way. But from an entirely different angle, like time-traveling people? Who doesn't love that? But where Outlander draws from historical fiction and romance novels,
Good idea to kiss me at 75 miles per hour.
Yellowstone pulls its themes from crime epics and primetime soaps.
I told you to turn your chest to the wall. I would have hit you in the side. We'd be scooping you in a body bag with a shovel.
That's pretty fucking descriptive.
Can you get up? We ain't done.
That's why there's so much deja vu when I'm watching the show. Like, where have I seen this before? Anyway, Yellowstone revels in being gaudy and even a little silly, but Outlander very much avoids that. So that's a cool point of difference, but it's all perfectly in line with the tone creator Taylor Sheridan is going for. Well, that's why we all love it so much, right? The multi-generational story spans decades, and we're going to be covering all of them. At least that seems to be the case. And honestly, who's complaining? No one is yelling, please, no more Yellowstone! And now that we've got Matthew McConaughey in the mix, it's gonna be epic. I can feel it. We saw in 1883 that this Dutton family's generation has seen some crazy stuff. Come on, I'm so glad I don't have to live that life. Even with all those cool outfits, I really don't want to fight bears and wolves. But the early Duttons have seen it all. They fled poverty in Texas and sought a better life there. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill play James and Margaret Dutton. We follow them as they make their way through the anxious and violent Great Plains of the era. Then comes 1923. That's a leap forward to the next generation. The elderly Kara and Jacob Dutton, played by Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford, are in the middle of the first stages of what would become the Great Depression. Knowing the criminal history of the family, they'll probably get involved in some under-the-table Prohibition-era antics as well. And that won't be the end of filling in the generational tale, because many more spin-offs are coming, just like I told you. So why wouldn't people like Sam Heughan be excited about the show? It keeps improving when it comes to the original, but it also keeps giving us spin-offs that are just as good as the original, if not better. Just like Heughan, there's Duncan LaCroix, who's immersed in the show just like the rest of you guys.
You should have trusted me with that knowledge from the beginning.
LaCroix, who plays Murda Fraser, has said that he loves Yellowstone, obviously, but he said that 1883 was extremely good as a spin-off. Because come on guys, we all see just how disastrous spin-offs can really be. Not everything can come close to the original, but Yellowstone's creators keep hitting it out of the park with its intense and amazing spin-offs. LaCroix said that this show is far from what Outlander ultimately ended up being, but it it basically defines this current era of popular TV dramas. Outlander, of course, is part of that. The upcoming summer premiere of Outlander Season 7 is being met with a renewed level of excitement. Everyone's going crazy. I'm telling you, people are going wild. And while the 6th season was loved by many, it was shortened so much that key scenes had to be delayed for the future. And that's the biggest reason fans want them to hurry up with the filming and production and just bring it to our screens. Many unresolved plot lines will see resolutions throughout this latest run. Cinema Blend reports that the new season will jump from last year's 8-episode run to a 16-episode season split into 2 parts. And it'll largely be based on author Diana Gabaldon's book, An Echo in the Bone. The new focal point is William Ransom, Jamie's grown son, who joins the British military. The season will also feature plenty of flashbacks, so be ready to feel very nostalgic, because Graham McTavish is coming back for those scenes, the long-dead Dougal Mackenzie. And speaking of him, I have to end this video with him being a fan of, wait for it, Yellowstone 2! Imagine we get a crossover of these 2 shows. Wouldn't that be an absolute treat? It probably won't ever happen, but one can dream, right? Just like you and me, there's McTavish, who also wants to fight for his land in the drama. The 61-year-old Scottish actor has had a very impressive career so far. He's appeared in everything from the Starz hit series Outlander to AMC's wacky comic book series Preacher. Not only that, but he's also been in the adult animated Netflix series Castlevania, which has a cult-like following of its own. And now he's currently starring in the Game of Thrones prequel series House of the Dragon. Yep, he's playing the role of the Lord Commander of the King's Guard, Sir Harold Westerling. McTavish has worked widely across the fantasy genre, with parts in The Witcher, Lucifer, and the Hobbit film franchise. But would you consider him to be the sort of guy who's willing to appear in something like Yellowstone? I personally would love to see him in it, because you know he's got the looks for it, not to mention the acting chops. Oh, and if I told you that his next movie is gonna be pretty close to the genre of Yellowstone, would you believe me? So, if you were having difficulty seeing him as the guy in Yellowstone, well, look no longer, because Somewhere in Montana is his next project, and as you can see from the name, it's all about ranches. He said that the movie is set in the modern day, so he gets to wear a cowboy hat and be very, very cowboy-like. Somewhere in Montana doesn't sound far off from the highly popular series Yellowstone. What's more, when asked if he'd consider joining the show, he said, "Yes, I love Yellowstone," adding, "I hope so." But then again, he was quick to say that his forthcoming movie was very different from the TV show, and that the only similarity with Yellowstone in this instance is that it's set in Montana. Other than that, it's not the same. But it's a beautiful state, he said, and he loved being there. Well, let's be real. Gabaldon's gonna have a heavy hand in the new Outlander season. She'll have to make sure none of the actors wander onto the set doing a Great Plains accent after spending all that time watching Yellowstone. Well, that's it from my end about Sam Heughan revealing that he loves Yellowstone. I hope you enjoyed the video and look forward to seeing you in the next one.